I'm going to show you how to plot a profile plot for a time-lapse image. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Alice Rita, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to plot a profile plot if you have a movie or a time-lapse or Z-stack image that you want to display a certain information about. So this video is inspired by Lara and one other person that requested for support to make a profile plot for a time-lapse movie. So here I have this time-lapse 8-frame movie that shows the crossing points of Magna Porte transpressorium. So at the point where it's breaching between one cell of the plant into the next cell. And I want to demonstrate the intensity of the septin ring at this joint here. So if you want to do that, all you need to do is to pick the line tool. You could also use the rectangular tool. So either of these two will work, the line or the rectangular tool. The other selection tool will not work. So if you pick the line tool and you draw it across where you want to show. So someone sent a request last week, 2 weeks ago, about wanting to plot the profile plot for our calcium signaling. So this should also help. So here, I don't know if you can see my line. I'm going to make it a bit thicker so that you're able to see it very well. So there we have the line, and now we are going to plot the intensity plot. And let's close this one that is displaying. You'll just have to go to image. So you need to, I'm using Fiji here. So you go to image, Z stacks, so stacks, pick the tool icon, and then you tell it to plot the X and Y. The reason we are using X and Y is because in order for you to do this kind of analysis, you will need to first make a maximum projection of your three-dimensional image, which is XYZ. So by the time you make a maximum projection, all the Z stacks would have been compressed together. Therefore, you will only be having a two-dimensional image, which is going to be the X and the Y. So that's why you're going to be plotting the XY profile of that line. And here is telling us the signal at the beginning. And then when we move one frame forward here, if I put that also forward on this time, you can see that the signal peaked, which you can also see where my line, although this particular video is not the best one since there is a certain drift. And then by the time you move to the next stack, you can already see that the signal has diffused a bit from the line. This is where my line is now. Meanwhile, you can see the signal is still strong here. So you need to make sure that you have a time-lapse movie that is not drifting. If it is drifting, you will need to first do the drifting correction, which I'm going to learn how to do and prepare a video in my next coming video on how to do that. So I just needed to show you how to plot a profile plot for a time-lapse movie. So that way you're able to get the profile intensity over time for that particular area. So if I'm to repeat this analysis now, let's assume I'm starting it from the second frame where the shift has already happened. I'm going to delete that line plot or Ctrl Z. And then use a rectangular tool so as to be able to plot that again. Let's see if it is stable from frame. So it's still drift. There's still a drift. Okay, let's use this upper area here. And then plot it again. Image, stacks, tools, plot XY. And now we have the plot again. So you can see that's the plot of the signal. So if you are working with something that flashes at a particular time point during your analysis, then you can draw a rectangular tool to that area, plot the profile intensity, and then the peak will pick the point at which your signal flashes, and at the time it stops flashing. That way you can then put the two results, that's your time-lapse movie and the time-lapse of your profile intensity, put them side by side. These plots you can save by going to File, Save As. So you're going to be saving it as AVI or any other file format that you want. Decide on the frame per second speed. let it correspond to the same speed as your time lapse. So because I have just 8 frames, I've chosen 1 frame per second, and then you click OK, and then you decide where you decide where you want it to save into, and that way you can use this tool for your presentation. If you find this tutorial useful, please click the like button, and if there's a particular tutorial you would like me to record, please write in the comment section. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.